Hey friends, so this is the week of May 4th and Abigail disappeared on me. So I don't know where Abigail is, so she cannot join us for science. But this is science. So if you have not gotten out your science book, go ahead and do that. Now remember, we've been talking about God's plan for everything, and the last thing that we talked about was God's plan for seeds. And if you remember, there are some seeds that you can eat. There are seeds that are in some fruits and vegetables like the tomato and the strawberry and the peanuts and the sunflower seeds, which are my favorite. I love sunflower seeds. And then there's some seeds that you shouldn't eat, right? That you need to plant to grow more things that you can eat. And seeds get from place to place by different ways. They can get from place to place on dogs or other animals, or maybe a squirrel will bury a seed and forget about it and a tree might grow. Or maybe a bird will get a seed and take it from one yard, maybe all the way across your neighborhood, or maybe further on out to a different area and drop the seed and something will grow there. So God has a plan for all of these seeds to get to different areas. Now remember, if you plant a pear tree seed, you're not going to get apples off of it, because remember, in the Bible says that God made it to where they're going to get their own kind, just like we talked about when we talked about some of the animals and we watched a mystery dog on it. If a shark is going to have a baby, they're not going to have a baby octopus, right? Same thing for us people. If we have a baby, we're not going to have an elephant, we're going to have a baby human. So God's going to create, He created life so that we would have animals and plants that grow after their own kind. So we are going to talk next about God's plan for animals. So we're on page 57. It's chapter 5. It's got a big elephant on it like this. So if you're not there yet, go ahead and turn to chapter 5, page 57. And we're going to read about God's plan for animals. Ready? Together. God's plan for animals. God has a plan to take care of each animal, no matter how big or no matter how small. So let's look at the big animal on here. That's an elephant, right? And then the little one at the bottom. Is that a squirrel? No, that's not a squirrel. That's actually a chipmunk. And he was on one of our papers earlier. And then you have a snail and a ladybug. So no matter how big or how small, God has a plan for each of those animals. So let's look at the next page, page 58. Animal babies. Now, a lot of us were so excited to get to see this picture, and I'm so sad that we don't get to talk about it together. But yeah, let's go ahead and look on page 58. Remember that God created those animals to have babies just like themselves, right? So let's look at the baby animals at the top. It says these animals are born alive. So that means they're not born in an egg. They're born alive, just like we are. Their mothers take care of them. Let's look at the first one. It says bear cubs must learn to fish. A lioness teaches her cubs how to hunt. A doe teaches her fawn to sense danger. And a zebra foal must learn how to find water. So those mommies are going to teach their babies how to do all of those things, plus a whole bunch of other things that they need to know to make it out in the wild, right? So let's look on page 59. Here's some more cute little babies. Ready? Together. These animals hatch from eggs. Their mothers take care of them too. Okay, so now the page 58, they were born alive like we are. Now these are some of the animals on page 59 who are hatched from eggs. So the mom lays an egg and the baby is hatched from the egg. So let's read the first one at the top. The mother duck will teach the baby ducks to search for food, but no one has to teach them to swim. That is the way that God made them. So even though the mommy duck has to teach them how to find their food, God already instilled in them how to swim. How cool is that? So let's read about the bird. Ready? Together. How did this mother bird know how to make her nest? We call it instinct. God made her know the right materials to use so that her nest will be safe and strong for her babies. So the ducks had the instinct to know how to swim. God provided that for them. And then on the birds had the instinct to know how to make their nest. Did you hear that? Let's see who's behind the door. Come on. We have a visitor. Come here. Look who came to visit us for science. Hi, Abby. Did you hear that scratch on the door? She was trying to get in the door. She must know that I'm talking to you and she wanted to see you. Are you okay? Hi, Abigail. Okay, so Abigail's going to go in my lap so that I can help finish reading to you about the animals. Okay, so let's look at the very last part about the hen. Ready? Together. By instinct, a hen knows to keep her chicks safe under her wings. So just like that, God gave them the instinct on how to keep her little baby chicks safe and warm under her. She did not have to learn that. Okay, let's turn to the next page. We're going to turn to page 60. We're going to talk about animal homes. And we've talked about some of these before. So let's review the animal homes. At the top, forest animals make homes. Each home is just what the animal needs to keep safe. So let's look at the fox. The fox lives in a hole under a log. His home is called a den. Very good. We've talked about this before. The eagle builds a nest in a tall tree. And if you remember, Miss Carmen told us a lot about eagles on the Worship Wednesday videos that she's been sending. Ready? Together. A beaver uses sticks and mud to make a lodge. Did you know that? A beaver's home is called a lodge. Let's read about that chipmunk. Chipmunks make tunnels and rooms under the ground. Their home is called a burrow. So the chipmunk's home is called a burrow and they live underground. Okay, let's look at the next page, page 61. Did you know that animals, one of the animals are insects? Yeah, insects are animals too. So let's read on page 61 and find out more about the insects. Ready? Together. Insects are animals. Here are some more animals. We call these animals insects. All insects have 6 legs. So these are the insects that have 6 legs. And I want you to go through and see if you can find which of these have 6 legs and count the legs. Okay, let's look at them. Bumblebee, ladybug, grasshopper, cricket, ant. Okay, so did you know that there's no insect that has legs on their head? So if you see something come out of their head, like the ladybug and the grasshopper and the cricket and the ant, and even the bumblebee there, those are not legs. What are they called? Yeah, they're called antennas. So we don't count those as legs, okay? Those are called their antenna. Let's look on the next page, page 62. Ready? Together. Insects have homes too. Hornets make nests. Ants make ant hills. Some insects live in trees. Can you find the walking stick? If you found it, that's awesome. A walking stick looks a lot like a stick, right? But it has the legs on it. It's an insect. So why do you think it's important for those insects to blend in with their surroundings? What do you think, Abby? It's important because they need to be able to protect themselves from anything that wants to eat them, right? So who made the insects, though, to blend into their surroundings? How do you know? Yeah, God did. Remember, He made all of the insects and all of the animals during creation. Okay, let's look on page 63. We're going to do one more about spiders. Okay, now spiders are animals, but did you know they're not an insect? I know. They're not, because they don't have 6 legs. They have 8 legs. So spiders aren't insects, because remember, insects only have 6 legs. Spiders have 8 legs. Okay, ready? Together. Spiders. Spiders are animals. They have 8 legs. Some spiders make homes in the ground. The trapdoor spider hides in his hole. When a bug walks by, the spider opens the door and runs after the bug. Now, Landry had seen the trapdoor spider before. He had told us a little bit about it before. Okay, on the bottom, many spiders spin webs for homes. The webs are sticky. What does the spider hope to catch in his web? That's right. They want to catch insects. They want to eat those insects, right? They're going to put it in the web and they're going to catch the insects in there. Okay, we're going to stop right there for today, and we're going to finish up the next the next part of the chapter on the next video. So you can stop there for today and you can watch the other video later, or if you want to, you can keep watching it. But I'll see you in a little bit, and maybe Abby will too. I love you.